2.1, we're going to start this chapter about similar figures. And we're going to talk about what makes something similar and all that fun stuff. Okay? Similar figures, similar figures. This chapter is really easy because if you've done algebra and proportions, you can do similar figures.
Caleb loves proportions.
I love it.
Okay, so similar figures and proportions is what we're doing during this section. Okay, similar figures and dilations. Dilations and similar figures happen through proportions. Okay, so a similar figure is created when an object grows or shrinks by a scale factor. Meaning, I take an object and if I multiply it by a scale factor of 2, it's going to grow. If I multiply it by a scale factor of 1/4, it's going to shrink. Okay? So similar figures are when I take like a triangle that has 6 units in length at one point or something, okay? Or a square. It's a 6 units in length. Okay? If I multiply that by 1/2, it has had a similar figure because now the figure is 3 units in length. Okay? They're similar figures. Dilation is a process that grows or shrinks a figure by a scale factor. It has the same overall shape but a different size. The ratio of each pair of corresponding sides is the same. So if I set each side that corresponds to the other image, the new mapped image, if I set them over top of each other, they're going to come out to the same fraction or the same whole number. That's how you know that they are similar figures and that dilation has taken practice. I can't talk. That dilation has happened. If they do not all come out to the same factor, scale factor, then dilation has not happened and they are not similar figures. The 2 shortest sides are corresponding, the 2 longest sides are corresponding, and so on. A scale factor is simple. It's the ratio of the lengths of corresponding sides. I'll give you a second.
I need more than a second.
And then we'll go on. I think this chapter's my favorite.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah.
No, I think it's just my favorite because I like doing the algebra stuff better than I like doing
Why are you teaching geometry?
the geometry stuff. Like I like, this is just multiplying and dividing, so it shouldn't be hard.
Because you wanted Chloe in.
Also, it brings tears to the eyes of your students.
It's very
Bless your heart.
rewarding.
Why you gotta expose it like that?
Yeah.
Mr. Willis likes doing that stuff.
So does Mr. Payne.
This is
No,
on
he likes
video.
It is.
I'll go delete it right now. We'll drop the other.
Okay, so, let's see here. I'll give you about 2 more minutes.
That's a long time.
It is, so if it's not done by then, we
What?
will.
Wait, why does it say if?
What's
what?
Because we're
Hey,
gonna,
Abby,
well,
could you please-
don't worry about it.
Also, cool rate.
You're big.
Thank you. That's
You're
okay.
calling me.
I was just kidding.
What, Abby?
Since we have 2 minutes, I figured I'd ask you. For test questions, what about like multiple choice ones?
You just have to correct them.
I know, but do we have to find one?
It doesn't have to be multiple choice, you have to find where you do the same type of thing that
I
you
know,
did to them.
but you technically don't have to work for those, right?
It depends.
Oh, got 'em.
Some of them you do, yes.
Well, I'm saying like correct it. Like if it's like, so like, oh wait, speaking of the test, I think you messed up.
Well, we'll
You
check
done
that
messed
later,
up.
I could've.
You've been done with it.
Okay, focus and we'll talk about after this.
Right, it just gets it out.
Number 10.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, number 10.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see if I got that one wrong. What's our profit did?
Because my dad.
Guys, we're not talking about that right now, I told you we will stop. We got about 20 seconds left.
Okay.
Number 10. Okay, similar triangles. Triangle ABC, do you see that little squiggly mark?
Yeah.
That means similar. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. What is ED? No.
E.
9.
You
how do you set that up?
It's 9.
It's proportion.
It is proportions.
Oh, yeah.
So is it 3
If
over
these two
7
triangles
over-
are similar, I know that BC and EF are similar, correct?
Yeah.
So I set up 7 over
3, 21 over
equals 21 over,
X mark.
you do what?
0. You
7x.
7x.
21.3 divide by 7.
7x
Yeah, let's
equals
let Caleb do it.
Yeah, Caleb.
63.
Can I do that?
Divide by 7, what does x equal?
X equals 9.
What does it equal?
Oh, sorry.
9.
Caleb first.
Okay, so DE is 9. Can you handle setting up proportions and solving?
Dumb.
Okay.
Yes, you should,
Well, I say that now,
okay?
but
You should be able to.
When you get this
Now,
to
the
homework.
only other time it might get more difficult is you have to pay attention. Remember how we talked about reading what sides go together by the tick marks and stuff like that? Yeah, or like if the angle is like 1 and then 2, it has to match the same one that's 1 and 2. Okay, you're gonna have to read some of those like that. Okay, it's not just gonna be like laid flat like this where you
Why?
make it simple. Because they like to make you think. Now, identifying congruent angles. Okay,
Thank you.
which angles are congruent? The triangles are similar.
It's
E and Q.
Duh.
R
Q
and
and
B and P and F.
Oh, time out. You said what? E and
R.
E
Q,
and Q. D
Okay.
and R. P and F.
B and R. B and
D and R,
Y'all are
and
just copying.
P and F. Good.
Give me credit.
Okay. What is AC if triangle ABC and triangle DEF are similar?
It's just
How would I set it up? And you better show me your work.
Ha ha ha.
How do I set it up?
You put 7.5 over.
3.75 over,
Well,
Over what?
That's a lot of damage.
7.5? You
does
can
it
do
really
it.
matter?
You can do it that way, yeah.
4.5.
do 12, well, it would
Then
be
you
X
do
over
X
X.
over
And
9.
then it would be x over 12. And then I cross multiply. What's 3.75 times 12?
Something.
No,
It's
No one actually sees
36
it.
point something. No, it's 37 point something. No, it's 38
Oh.
point something. No.
No, what's 3.75 times 12? It's not got a point in it.
39. 40. It's 40.
She's
One.
guessing answers.
It's like
Stop guessing it and do the work.
43.
38.
40. No.
I got it.
Grab a calculator if you need to, or do it longhand.
Hey,
I
Chloe.
don't care, but stop guessing.
43. I know.
No, it's not.
42 then.
Three times
It
40.
is. It is 42.
It's not 42.
45.
Thank you.
welcome. I didn't have
yes.
Now what do you do?
Fight me. It's 45.
Divide by
job,
7.5.
Get out.
Divide by 7.5
Yeah, good
and
job,
what do you
team.
get?
I don't know. Wait, what is it?
Divide by 7.5 and what do you get?
Do it, Courtney. I believe
Oh
you.
no.
I can't.
Six.
I'm sorry. I
40. Courtney, man, come on.
Okay.
6.
Chicken.
6.6. That's like
Okay, listen, there's another way to do this as well that I'm going to show you. And it depends what way you think, which way is easier. The other way would be this. If you set up 3.75 over 7.5, what does that reduce down to?
I don't know.
You did the 5.
Reduce
It's 5.7.
It's just 2.
half.
A half.
A half, good.
Well, it's
It's
already
easy math.
To
We don't need
one
to do
half.
algebra.
It reduces to 1/2, right?
Why? There was a voice in my head.
What is half of 12?
6.
Who's in my head?
That's another way you can figure it
Oh,
out.
wait, how do you figure out the thing?
I don't agree. My
Miss,
conscience.
how do you figure that out? How's the thousand for the half?
Well, half of 7.5 is
AB is
3.75.
It is?
Yeah, or you
Yeah.
put it in your calculator and do 3.75 divided by 7.5, you'll get 0.5, which is 1/2. And so if I take the other side of 12 and multiply it by 1/2, I get 6.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Okay, so if you can get the proportion, you can multiply the other side by the proportion. You don't have to do cross multiplication, it's either, okay? So if you can tell in your head, like if one went from 3 to 9, what would that proportion be?
Times 3.
Times 3 or 1/3, depending on how you set it up. So if you can tell that, you can tell me that the ratio is 3 or 1/3, and you can do it the other way. Does that make sense? So you don't have to show me all of that work.
This one.
It's up to you.
Or we can, because that's easy.
Or you can, because you think it's easy. Okay, identify the congruent angles.
D, A, B, E, C, F.
Good.
Way to go.
Yeah.
An equilateral triangle, equilateral means what?
Also, there's
All sides are congruent and all the angles are
Equal.
Equal. An equilateral triangle is dilated by a scale factor of 0.75. The resulting triangle, what? Has shorter sides but angles of the same measure? Has shorter sides and angles of smaller measure? Has longer sides but angles of the same measure? Or has longer sides and angles of greater measure? Why do you say it's A?
Because they said that because it goes
Yes, Abby?
Because when you have a congruent figure, that means all the angles are the same, but the sides aren't.
Good, that's from earlier. I needed that explanation. You have to explain yourselves in geometry. So, when you have congruent figures, angles always stay the same, but the side lengths change, okay?
What number is it?
Wait, what?
It's A, it's A.
It is.
And since we're multiplying by 0.75, that means I'm getting smaller, okay? So that's how we get A. It has shorter sides, but the angles of the same measure, okay? That's what your whole homework's about. Really?
Oh, thank goodness.
That's
Well,
why
my homework is
I
this.
love
And we also have test.
Nestle Crunch.
I can do that.